Okay, so welcome back to ASTRO'S CAD CAM tutorials. It's your one and only host, Astro, and I will be teaching you um extrusion in Solidworks. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We've talked about sketches in our previous videos, so I'm sure you can if you've watched the video, if you've gone through the video, you should be able to understand how to use these to create shapes and whatnot. In case you haven't watched the video, leave a link to the video in the description below so you can just click on it and go through the short video. Okay, so now let's go ahead. So before you draw anything, you need to pick a plane. We would go with the front plane, and we're going to create let's create a circle here. We're going to create a circle. We will dimension the circle. Let's give it a diameter of 50. Enter. Alright. So now we've drawn this shape. We'll go over to features. We'll go over to extruded boss bees. Now think of extrusion as the thickness of your 2D sketch. You are giving your sketch a thickness, kind of like the depth of your sketch. We're going to decide the depth. This is where you can change the depth value. We will use 30 and it increases. And then we're going to pick a direction. What direction do we want it to go? Do we want it to go this way or we want it to go the other way? If you want it to go the other way, you could just click on this arrow here and it converts. You can pick any direction you choose. So let's leave it this way and then click OK. Alright, so now I'm going to talk more about other features in extruded boss bees. But first of all, I'm going to create a sketch at the side of this body. So I'm going to pick the right plane here and click on sketch. I will be using this feature to create a rectangle. Let's start from here and create something like this. Now we could give it dimensions. Here would be 7 and here would be 13. 15. Let's make it 15. Okay, so I need to give this a relation so it doesn't move anywhere. So first of all, we'll connect it to this horizontal line here and then click on the center point of the rectangle. Come down here or hold on, click on the outside. Hover along the bottom of this line. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but we're trying to click on the center point of this line. It doesn't seem to be showing up. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a center line. Just connect it to the two edges and then you click on the center point of this rectangle and then look for the center point of the center line. Hold your control key, click on it, then use the option make vertical. So now this sketch is fully defined. Yeah, fully defined sketch. So now this sketch is in the center of this circle because we use the right plane of the circle. The right plane cuts through the middle, so it's in the center of the circle. So when we come over to extrude, now you can see it's coming out one way. If we want it to come out both ways, there's one way you could do it. You could open up this direction 2 here and give it a particular length. You could make this other side longer than the first direction. You could make it shorter. You could make it longer. But if you want it to be equal without all this hassle, you could just come to this option here, blind, come over to mid plane, and then you could increase it from here. Say we pick 70 or 100. Okay, pick 100. So now the sketch goes 50 millimeter from from the sketch to this point, and it goes 50 millimeter from the sketch to this point. Equal lengths on opposite directions. So that's what this does. Then for this drafting simply gives it a thicker base and a thinner um end point. Let me show you an example. Once I click on this and I increase the angle, now notice it goes inward. It goes inward. It's going inward, you get. So that's what drafting does. So let's give it a draft of 2 degrees. If you want to change the direction of the draft, you could use this option here, draft outward. Get. So it's making the start point thinner and the end point wider. Yes, so the other way around is making the start point wider and the end point thinner. So we'll click OK for this. Okay, so this is what we've created with that sketch. Let's talk about other features in Extruded Boss Bees. But before that, I have to create a new body. So be patient while I create a new body for better explanation. Okay, so guys, I've created this part here on Solidworks. Let me draw a circle on this face here. I'll click on, hold on, in case you don't know how I did that. So I click on the face I want to draw. It has to be a flat face you select. So you click on this, hold on, click on this face, click on this option here, sketch. Then we're going to draw a circle. Give it a diameter. It- Let's use 20. Okay. So now we'll give it a relation with the origin. Click on this point, click on this point with your control key, make it horizontal. Okay. Then come to this part here, just hover along the edge, look for the midpoint, click on the midpoint, click on the center point of the circle, then make it vertical. Now you have a fully defined sketch. So this circle is not moving anywhere. Okay. So now we go to extruded boss base. So we're not using mid plane this time. We're using through all. What through all does now is it extrudes it up to the outermost part of that body. So if we look at it from this side, this is the exact same length as this guy. This is useful for when you don't know the length, the actual length from the base of where you're drawing to the top. So you want it to go all the way through. So you use this feature through all. So if I click OK now, see, this is what this does. Exactly what this does. But let's try something else. Let's use up to vertex. Up to vertex simply is asking you, or will help you to extend what you're extruding up to a particular edge. So let's say we want it to stop at this edge here. So now it's going to be leveled and equal to that, have the same height to that vertex you picked. So that's exactly what this does. You can also draft um these sketches and extrusions. You can draft them if you like. So this is what it does. Very, very self-explanatory. So it's the exact same length with this. Let's try something else. Let's switch off this draft for now. Okay, let's see the next one. The next one is up to the surface. So they're asking you, where do you want the extrusion to stop? That's in this windows here. They ask you the surface you want it to stop. Do you want to stop at this surface? It's going to stop there. Do you want it to stop at this surface up here? It's going to stop there. Do you want it to stop at this surface? It's going to stop there. You can't pick a surface that is parallel or is that is perpendicular to the sketch. It will not work for obvious reasons. It won't work. You could even pick the underside and it will extrude to that point, but like there's no need point extruding inside an already made body. It doesn't add to anything. So if you pick, let's say we pick this underside here, then you click OK. So it's going to be in line with this um face here that we picked. Okay. So let me see what's the next. The next one is offset from surface. So it's basically this same guy, but it's going to ask you for a certain value. That value is going to be used to give a spacing between the extrusion, between the end of the extrusion and that surface. So let me explain. So when we pick offset from surface, they ask you the surface you want to. So we picked this surface now. We picked this surface. And then let's say we want to offset by 10 instead. 10. So this is what it's going to give it, the distance between here and here. Hold on. The distance between this surface under here and the end of this extrusion is 10. I could increase it if I want to 20. So the distance from here to here now is 20. If I want to change the direction, I could just click on this reverse offset. So now from here to the top of this extrusion is 20. I could increase it if I want to. Could increase it if I wanted to any, I don't know why 40 isn't working. Okay, so we just leave it at 30. Okay, so that's what offset from surface does. Very simple. Okay, so let's see the last part. Up to body. Up to body can't be applied here, but maybe in another video we should use something like that. So mid plane, we've talked about mid plane already. Very self-explanatory. Yes. So that's all we need to know for extruded boss base for now. Okay. So now you should know how to work your way around extrusion and the types of extrusions we can use. Okay, so if this made you understand basically 90% of all you need to know about extruded boss base, I'll be very grateful if you could like and subscribe to the channel so you could support me and help me push out the video to people who may need it like you. Just a brief um explanation on why your sketch needs to be closed before you could extrude on Solidworks. This is a closed sketch. This would easily extrude out to be some kind of um say a cuboid. But if I try to extrude this guy, let's see what happens. You see, if I pick this extrudes outward. But if I pick this, see, it doesn't create um a solid shape anymore. It doesn't create a solid shape anymore. Instead, it diverts itself into thin feature. Now this thin feature doesn't fill up the shape, it just follows the line. Yeah, so if you open it up, um you could pick two directions. That's extruding it through extruding the line. Look, let's look at it from the side. So this is how it's going to look. It's going to look like a square because it's coming from two directions. One direction, this is how it looks. Mid plane, this is mid plane. It just extrudes it from um equal lengths but opposite directions. So you don't get the proper extrusion like we've talked about. So that's why you need to close your sketch. If not, you get something like this. On our next video, we're going to design or create a part with everything we've learned here today. So like and subscribe and don't miss out on the next video. Thank you for watching.